Hello, everybody. Good morning, or good afternoon, or good evening, depending on what time it is for you where you are. It is I, Hazel from Hazelnutty Games, and it is 9:02 a.m. in the morning where I am. I'm coming at you live from Canada with Kat. Hi, Miss Kira. How are you? How are you doing this morning? You've been waiting for me to get my life together and sit down and stream all morning. I did a lot of back and forth from the office. It was like, I got to get my coffee and, oh, where's my water? Where are the earbuds? Where's the tea? And every time she was like, is this it? And then I would go to get another thing. And then she thought, well, I don't know what you thought. I'm not you. But you seemed cranky about it. But we're here now, huh? Nice. Dark Ajax, thank you for the 30-month Reese. Appreciate it. Welcome, everybody. Evening, afternoon, night, Dorta. Indigo, Octopixie, Lou. Three-legged dog mod, Ryok. Good morning, everybody. How old is Kira now? How old are you? You're somewhere in the neighborhood of 11, I think. Yeah, you're 11 now. You're 11. You'll be 12 next year if next year ever comes. Hi. Nice kitty. Crawdad, on the other hand, not 11 years old. He's a baby. He's just been born. He's not that new to the earth. He's item level 700, equipped, and 709 average. So his item level was doing pretty good. I did not make it to item level cap before phase 2 released, but luckily that wasn't important. I'm sure we're gonna get our item level finished sooner or later through some of this massive amount of new content we have. I haven't touched this. I didn't play it all yesterday. And I don't even know where to start. There's Insurrection questing, there's Nighthold, there's Return to Karazhan, there's new mounts and stuff on the vendor, and I'm sure there's new sets in the vendor. I kind of want to just have my coffee and do some world quests over here, so we're, I think, going to start with that. Oh, Kat's his baby. She was 8 when I started watching this stream. Morning, Hazel and Kitty. Hi, Hazel. Good morning, Hazel. Hello. That's me. I'm Hazel. We are ready to sit down, get cozy, do some remix this week. I also want to log over to retail at some point today to make sure that I do my daily Headley Horseman kill. I'm doing at least one per day for the new mount. And at some point I need to, well, needs a strong word, but at some point I am probably going to remind myself to go tricky-treating in-game to get 300 tricky treats for the purpose of the new weapon transmogs. There's a couple swords and a shield, which I suppose we can stir ourselves to get. I think we can probably make that happen. You can definitely go right into Mythic Nighthold too. Oh yeah. How old are they? Doesn't matter. Cat's this baby. Childhood cat turned 20 in June. Wow. Still just a baby. Kira's real sweet. She's a real cute baby. She's a very wise baby. My dog is quite young, or at least I think so. I was getting upset last night because I was thinking about how one day he won't be young anymore and he's not going to be a young dog forever, and at some point he's going to be a medium dog and then an older dog, and I couldn't deal with that. But right now he's baby, and he's young in a much more like, he's baby in a more, I don't know, squishy way than she is. Kira has concern for you when she's cuddling you. She's like, here, you need this. Whereas when you squish Moose, he's just like, hi. Told by someone on YouTube to QLFR, start Insurrection while waiting, do Kara after, and then the rest of Nighthold, and then finish Insurrection because it's time gated. To what, like an hour? That's weird. Her name is Bean and she bites ankles. I love Bean. We mix. We're triple beveraging this morning. We're starting with coffee. We also have water, as always, and then I've got a hot pot of mint tea rating for when my hands get cold, my coffee's all gone. 10 Surmar world quests after 2 chapters. Oh, okay. Remind me why I'm doing Insurrection. I know there's a knowledge, so I guess that's one reason why. If I do all of Insurrection, there is a knowledge. Yeah, something balance of power, but I don't think I care about that. I'm not trying to 100% remix achievements. I'm on the fence about it, to be honest with you. I'm wondering if I can get away with it. Fragmented mementos, 20 per end quest. Yeah, alright. Arcanist Mana Saber if you don't have it yet. I probably have it. Arcanist Mana Saber. I definitely have that. Yeah, no, I did this the last time. I did this when it came out the last time. Adopted a kitten after a loss this summer. 6 months old, really chaotic, and today he jumped to the top of an open door and just perched there. Aww. Balance of power, I can't lie these days anyway. Yeah. Yeah, I don't think that I need to do it. I suppose we can do it and see if we're having fun when we're doing it. I don't know why it's so different from like World Quest. World Quest I'll do all day. I don't know what the difference is for me. I guess it's that story quests tend to have a lot more RP, a lot more follow this guy, a lot more listen to this person, and I have no interest in listening to anybody. I came onto video games so I could be a mess and remember nothing and run around shooting things and getting shiny stuff. I'm here to be a squirrel, not a student. Pack leader, not dork ranger? Oh, I always play pack leader. I'm BM, I'm pack leader. I have animals, they do things. I don't know what. But I'm glad that they're doing it because that means I don't have to. Squirrel gang kittens really are unhinged. I don't know how... Kira never... She was unhinged, but she wasn't a big, like... Houdini kind of situation. She wasn't very acrobatic in terms of like getting on top of doors and stuff. She never got on the counters, which I remember being a thing to me because one of the reasons that I remember being told for why someone didn't like cats was because they didn't like the idea of them walking on the counters and having to like sterilize the counter more thoroughly than just wiping it down before you cook food because of like their paws and their litter boxes and stuff. And that always made sense to me. But then this one has never set foot on a counter in her life. She just decided not to. I don't know. Nowadays it's because she can't see to jump her way up there. But, you know, you could see for like, what, you had like 8 years of sight and you were good. Nighthold seems very worth it. Did all 4, went up 10 levels of Limits Unbound. At 31 infinite knowledge. Nice. I've been enjoying getting power. I think I'm still enjoying getting item level, at least until I hit the cap. Once I'm at 740, I don't know how much I'm going to be stressing about trying to like, I know I was trying to really get infinite knowledge, and I suppose I should continue doing that. But at a certain point, if I'm strong enough to blow through everything, I think my focus might pivot to bronze. Because I'm not really here for hypothetical DPS, I don't think. Like, I'm not trying to crack like 100 mil or anything. So I think powering up my character, it's been important to me, but I think it's also like a means to an end in terms of being able to just like smoke through content that gives a lot of bronze very quickly so that I can easily afford to buy basically everything on the vendors. So I do want to work on my Limits Unbound, but I don't know to what degree I care. Like, how is my life going to be that different at like 70 than 50? Or I mean, I know it's going to keep going up, but it might. I guess I'm trying to decide how much effort I'm willing to put into optimizing it once my item level's done, and I feel like I'm kind of sick anyway. Oh, my Fire Sargeras I set this morning. Fire Cloak is so good. Nice, congratulations. Current knowledge 23. I'm sitting at 23 right now. That's what I got to in phase 1. No, she was not born blind. The vet doesn't know why she went blind either. We didn't get a lot of satisfying answers. They were just like, well, sometimes that happens, and we're like, why? And they went, eh. So I don't know. It could have been genetic or something. Her heart's fine, which is good. Our chaos monster will jump and climb up your back, perch on your shoulder. If you're doing anything in the kitchen, we'd really need to trim his claws. Claw trimming is such a nightmare on babies. It's not fun on any cat, but when they're older, they usually... I guess I can't say usually. I have a sample size of 1, but this one has decided to let me do it in exchange for treats. We have a deal. We have a standing deal. But it takes a while to hammer out the terms of the negotiation, so to speak. Too much bronze. Oh man, I don't have that problem. I never have bronze. I get some bronze and then I immediately buy something because I figure I'm going to want to buy it all eventually. Here's my coffee. You don't need coffee. You don't need coffee. You can just take another nap if you're sleepy. You can have infinite, ultimate naps. I thought you were gonna cuddle with Moose the other day. And you almost did, but then you didn't. I was petting Moose and I was petting you, one with each hand, because you were both jealous of each other. And Moose was like laying down and he was really warm and fluffy and I know you were chilly. And you kind of like sniffed around a little bit and he was staying very still except his tail was wagging because he was so happy that you were paying attention to him. And then you were like, yeah, now he stinks, and then you left. But you were so close and you guys would be so cute and I know he would help keep you warm. Which I understand is an issue for you right now. But everything on every vendor has 600k left over. I think you won remix. Cat toothpaste or brush you recommend? Gonna need to start our boy cat's teeth. The brush is just basically a toothbrush small enough to fit in their mouth. I think it's easier for some cats to start with like a finger cover brush first. You can get those on like Amazon. They're just like little sleeves then, and then you just kind of rub them on their teeth that way. But we started her with that, or actually we started with just like on the tip of a regular finger just to get her used to something being rubbed in her mouth. But then, yeah, as long as it fits in their mouth comfortably, you just want a tiny one. Sometimes kids' toothbrushes might work. They sell cat toothbrushes, but they're expensive because it's like a pet product. I stopped buying dog toothbrushes and I just buy Moose regular old toothbrushes because his mouth is bigger than mine. And he's just like, oh, thank you. Yum. And then the toothpaste just needs to be something, an enzyme pet toothpaste that has a flavor they like. I used to do the VerbTech stuff, which is great. Worked fine. Verbac, maybe. CET enzymatic pet toothpaste. It's just really expensive for me now, so I found a cheaper one to switch to that they also like that seems to do the job. Dental kibble, not quite enough. That's kind of how I feel about like the dental kibble and the treats. Like it all helps, but for and they're gonna need dental cleans no matter what. There's no amount of toothbrushing that you're gonna do at home unless they're really chill and let you scale their teeth or something. There's no amount of toothbrushing you're gonna do that is gonna make you never need a dental cleaning, but it can buy you time between them so they don't need them as often, and it can make it so they don't need dental cleanings as invasive because their gums and teeth are in better health. Is the way that our vet was talking to us. Like Moose is about ready to another year and he's gonna need to have a professional cleaning, but his teeth are decently healthy. It's just that there's gonna be buildup even with you brushing them every day. Like we never missed a day, but it doesn't matter. It's just how it is. What kind of pet toothpaste flavors are there? The ones I was looking at, they have like chicken, they have beef, they have fish. These guys were on chicken for a long time because I believe that was Kira's favorite flavor, but she has discovered the beef flavor, so Moose is just happy to be included. I think he would let me brush his teeth with people toothpaste. I would never, but he's just vibing to be there. But it only takes me like 10 seconds to brush Kira's teeth every night because she has like 3 teeth, which is nice because then she doesn't have to put up with it for very long. Dreading it. How come people toothpaste doesn't come in chicken? They used to make cinnamon toothpaste. I maybe they still do. I remember that was a thing. There's some old marketing science about mint and other things that kind of shock your mouth a little bit being effective to market toothpaste brands and like mouthwash and stuff. Not because they have any specific effect on your dental health, but because it feels like it's doing something. So the customer wants the thing that they felt like was working. So they'll include things that have no medical or health benefit just so that they like have some kind of proverbial smoke and mirrors, and like a kind of shocking flavor is one of those things. So that's why mint happened, supposedly, anyway. But yeah, I remember there used to be a cinnamon flavor that you could get to. I don't know what happened to that. I don't think I want it back. Oh, there was an orange one, wasn't there? I remember there was like an orange flavored kids toothpaste that I had for like 10 seconds in my youth. I was very excited about the concept. Wardens and Cordiforondis. Who else? What other Warden quest do we have? We have a few down here. That one I'm going to need to get into a group for because I'm strong, but they killed me last time. Somebody who hates mint. We need options. Have you seen this High Smile toothpaste, Red Bull ice cream gummy toothpaste, 90s flavors? I have not. I'm pretty happy with my Sensodyne. I know which one I get. It works for me. My teeth don't hurt when I use it. Bada bing, bada boom, end of story. I don't think I will ever switch unless I cannot afford this one anymore. Cinnamon flavored stuff tastes bad compared to actual cinnamon. I said I was going to get into a group for this, and I immediately proceeded to not get into a group for this. That's a little bit of a concern. There we go. Grew up using Crest toothpaste. When I moved away from Canada, there was no Crest. What do you mean you guys don't have Crest? And one of those things you never know you're going to miss until you do. I didn't know. I guess I should have. No, I never looked for it in the States. I don't think I was ever that picky. You know what? I think by the time I went to the States, I had desensitized. I needed the sensitive teeth stuff. All right. I'm going to res, and then I'm going to leave. I heard they uncapped those. Find a group. I wonder if the group I'm in is going to be... maybe I should just give up on this for now. This one we can probably do. There's probably going to be other people around. Ooh, I need to remember to check for the world boss as well. There's some that I haven't finished yet for my knowledge point there. Didn't they? I don't know if they did it or if they were just talking about it. I heard someone say something about them buffing non-tanks in Remix. You know, with like extra damage and health and stuff. So, did I get buffed and am I just dying anyways? Is that what's happening? I kind of thought that there was a spider boss in there. I lost it. Hang on, turning around. Lysanis Shades, are you in here maybe? Are you up here? Yeah, that's where you are. Okay. I'm not convinced that I can do this solo. In World Tier. Apparently we were buffed in Mythic Plus. Oh, just in Mythic Plus. Only applies in Mythic Plus. Oh, well, whatever. Well, I guess it's good that they're getting more DPS into there, hopefully. Cowabunga. Let's see if we can do it. Gonna pop a couple cooldowns. Make sure we have our beast cleave going so that we can cleave down those other thingies. Mend my pet. Keep an eye on my demon so we can explode him right before he dies. 14 seconds on that guy. Mend my pet. Pop my demon. Yeah, I don't love it. We can get our cooldowns cooling down again in a second with our thingy. Let's do remix time. Maybe I do need to be more powerful. Clearly, maybe I do need to be more powerful. Clearly, this is, I'm not really at the peak of my potential here. Let's get my pet back. And we've got our demon guy back. My exhilaration doesn't even heal me that much. Eight seconds on my demon. Let's pop him. I'm healing my pet as much as I can. Oh, hang on, I've got exhilaration back. We can do that. That'll heal it. Alright, well there's Beast and Wrath again. I am not using a endurance pet currently, so that would have been a little bit of extra health in the pet. A little extra survivability for him, but we're doing okay. We're scraping it together. Who needs groups? Right? Alpha Ninja DJ, thank you very much for the raid. I'm at 110 verse. This rare still hurt. Elites are still tanky though. 50 versus when I started to feel kind of cozy. What am I at? I'm at 52. Yeah, I guess the elites just mean business. Anyway, we can go turn in this emissary. Have I missed anything in the last 2 months? Was in hospital, then recovering. Missed anything in the last 2 months? I don't think anything important. We're kind of a drop-in, drop-out situation. We've been playing Legion Remix. We've been doing WoW holiday stuff. No big deal. We're always here. It's pretty low-key. BM self-healing situation's pretty dire. It's why I think Dark Ranger slaps. Damage from Black Arrow actually applies leech healing. Shockingly big when you have 20% leech. Oh, I have 8% leech now. I was wondering when I was going to get more leech. Thank you, Axiom. That's really sweet of you. There's a title for doing a +40 key, so I might need to sort that out. It's the world boss today. It was something I wanted to check on. It looks like Nightthog is up today, so good news for you. Kind of bad news for me. I already have that one. I don't need to do that one. Dun, 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 dun. I guess it's a little disappointing that I can get to item level cap and I can go do like a heroic world tier elite rare and still not smoke it. I kind of thought, I mean, all right, I have another 30 item levels to go, so maybe we'll smoke it then. But I don't know. That's fine. There we go. Ooh, that's an item level upgrade. I had that on at 669 and that one is 714. Thank you very much. Pop that on. We need to do more Warden's quests. Any nice ones that we want to think about? There's a way to make them highlight. You click on it and it kind of tells you. There's another elite one. Not all of them are elite. Oh yeah, there's a few of them up there. Should I just go to High Mountain? Let's do that. Let's turn in. Oh gosh, let's press every button on the keyboard first. I thought World Boss is bugged into you. No quest for him. Updated World Quest highlights. So subtle. Sharthos bugged out. Wasn't killable in NA. Missing him still. Rip 1 knowledge. I still need a bunch of them. I was not paying attention for super long. I also didn't do World Bosses the last 2 days. I did log on to retail to do my Headless Horseman kill, so I wouldn't be behind on that. Bad luck protection wise. But here, let's grab a queue for that. Dungeon finder, random normal dungeon. That at least we know we'll be strong at. Groups. Yeah, there's an upgrade. That one has 714. Nice, nice. I was wearing one of those. That puts me up to 705. Headless Horseman, what now? It's currently Hallow's End in WoW, and the holiday boss, the Headless Horseman, has a new mount that he can drop. There's a new color of horseman mount that's been added to him, so I've been doing him once per day to try to get that mount. No luck so far. It's been 3 days. The event just started a couple days ago. It only takes a minute or two. We'll do it at some point today on stream. Okay, I was going to go to High Mountain, so I was going to pop myself back here, and then I was going to use my hunter thing to get to High Mountain. Eagle to True Shot Lodge, please. Did Return of Karazhan for some reason gave me 4 infinite knowledge points. Nice! The 2 of them are because there's 1 point for doing Heroic or higher Karazhan and 1 for Mythic or higher Karazhan. So if you did Mythic, you get 2 from that. There's another one that is from doing... Oh, I swear it was included in another one. I forget. I don't know what the other 2 are from. LFG for Headless Horseman. Yeah, you can just do it from your group finder. There is an NPC that'll queue you up for him, but I don't know why he's there. It's not important. I guess if you just really wanted to. Supplies from the High Mountain. No, we're here. We're here for World. Yeah, those ones. I still need to do a bunch more World quests, just in general, for knowledge, but then also for Heroic World tier. I have 92 of 100 just in general World quests, so that's going well. And then 35 of 50 for... this is just for Bronze Cash. I figure we can stay in Heroic World tier until there's no more achievements there for me. Nighthold, the new Suramar questline. 120k per use now does almost nothing. Okay, there is somebody here. Hello. Look for the flames. Make sure you're not in them when you go off. Oh, yeah, horseman mechanics, for sure, for sure. There we go. One more Warden's Quest. There's one here. Also, our dungeon's ready. 18k bronze. I want to buy some of the new... There's new mounts that Hemet will sell me on the vendor now for the new phase. There's some bone steeds, some like fancy undead horse-looking things, and what else? There was one other thing. Oh yeah, there was another mana saber. It's not for Hazel. I need a pet. I don't have a pet. Where's my pet? Caw-caw. There we go. Alright. I'm finally a fat enough cat to do good damage, relatively speaking, in a random normal dungeon. Maybe once we get up to 740, we'll more reliably be up there. I know I said I didn't care about hypothetical DPS, but then every time I'm in a dungeon, I check it. I might be lying to myself a little bit. Still missing 2 items, be completely 740, and I can drop that character. The bone seeds are so good. Oh, they can dragonfly? That I did not know. Ooh, I need one extra now. They're only, what, 10k each? So I think I can get, I can get a few next time I'm back at the bazaar. Those are pretty cheap. I bought the big red ray gun. I know that you can get it in Dustwall of Marsh or whatever, but I figured if it's been this many years and I haven't done it by now, I apparently don't want to. And will pay 35k bronze to not have to buy it. So I bought that on the vendor this morning. I figure I'm always going to make more bronze. There will be further opportunities for bronze. So anything that I can pick up if there's toys and stuff. There's a few toys that drop from Argus rares. Not available in this phase yet, but they will be available eventually. And I was like looking at them, and I was looking at the bronze price, and I was like, well, couldn't I just farm those? And I thought, yeah, but did you? If you were gonna, you might have done it by now. Big red ray gun is fun. Loved using it to make my dire beast absolutely gigantic. Nice. Yeah, I haven't tried it yet. I haven't pressed it. Some of those Argus toys are really rare. Looking forward to Argus World sets. They're so annoying to farm. Might have to buy this thing now. Didn't know about it. It's on the rare collections vendor. He's got all the toys and stuff. The actual item came from, like, what, a goblin in a castle in Dustwallow Marsh or somewhere like it. There was some kind of, like, a puzzle or something that I never got around to doing because it sounded annoying. They added it a long time ago. I guess during Legion. Otherwise, it would be weird for it to be in Legion Remix. Explains why I didn't know about it. Tend to ignore the toy pet vendors. Lots of time left in Remix. You should absolutely create a time runner. They haven't even released all the phases yet. It's tons of fun. There's lots of stuff to get. It's a good time. And there are plenty of people that are probably not even going to start until the final phase is out, because they said there will be plenty of time for people to wait until all the phases are available and then start and still get everything. And that's not going to be for another, like, month. So you got lots of time. It's a great spot to jump in. We just got phase 2. Random goblin upstairs in a house. Wasn't there some kind of thing where you had to, like, sneak through it, or, like, there was things that would zap you back, or like a maze or a puzzle or something? I don't know. If I knew, I might have done it. Alright, there we go. No flying on that island here. I think I flew by it once and was like, oh, I'll go get the thing. And then I discovered that you couldn't just get it. You had to do something. And then I immediately lost interest. Good morning, Fausty. How you doing? They did not say people waiting until the end to start Remix will have to no life it. They said there should be plenty of time. I don't know what that means. I don't know if they're going to buff bronze or anything. I'm playing from the get-go because it's just how I want to do it. But I remember Ian saying something in the... Or someone saying something when they were announcing Remix, talking about how there'll be lots of time after everything's available. Chillin', leveling up a shaman. Maybe some kind of catch-up or something. Maybe the catch-up is just having that much raid content available in a day. You can do so many raids in a day. You could get all kinds of loot. Let's get one of these guys. 14. That I do not need. I still haven't started any Remix salts. I might do it eventually. Remix a little more overwhelming on the collecting an achievement part compared to Pandaria. I guess I don't remember how long it took me to do Pandaria, but I feel like for achievements for Pandaria, I did like the zone questing, and then I was pretty much done. I don't remember doing a lot after that point. I'm playing it very slowly, quite enjoying it. Love the challenge of the heroic outdoors, but I am a tank. I'm enjoying outdoor, like, heroic world tier and the extra achievements about things like kill empowered enemies and use the obelisks. Now that I'm, you know, item level like 700 and something, when I first tried it while I was leveling, it wasn't my thing at all. But it's nice because it's nice to see, I guess, an arena for you to stretch your power and get some juice out of it. 2 months between all the content being at Remix ending. Yeah, that should be loads of time. Bonus phase, some kind of catch-up mechanic. Falcosaurs. So Remix gives you some things that are exclusive to Remix. We have some new sets, some new mounts, some new toys, some new appearances that are exclusive to Remix and brand new and never before available. And it's also another opportunity to get the things that were available in Legion the first time, but more easily than you could get them, even if you were farming old content nowadays. Like, there's mounts that are 1% drops in Raid, that you can just buy on a vendor, albeit for quite a bit of currency, but you could just buy them on a vendor in Remix. So it's a way to catch up on those things much faster than trying to go back and farm them. And just kind of complete everything if that's what you wanted to do. You know, you can buy ensembles that have, like, the entire raid set, and those ensembles are mockable by any class of that armor type, as opposed to having to be the right class. Hi, Susie. How you doing? Hi, Robert. Good morning. Or afternoon or evening. I had a nice weekend. It went really fast. They always do. Yeah, they now include all difficulty tints. Exactly. It's good stuff. That change about how the highest difficulty grants you all the lower ones, Mogwise, amazing. Big fan of that. I will not have to go back and farm LFR for transmog ever again, as far as I can tell. Not that I ever did it before. I was kind of procrastinating, and apparently that lucked out. I was putting it off. I used to tell myself that going back and farming LFR for Mog was a thing I was going to do eventually, and it was a lie. It was not true. Hate when the LFR tin looks better than the other difficulties. Okie dokie. Yeah, I can fight you. You'll be fine. Yeah, definitely fine. Maybe I do need a tenacity pet. I guess it's lucky that I have a pet that can tank for me at all. Common occurrence, it seems. Sometimes. There's a few of them I can think of. Siege of Orgrimmar Priest, actually. I really liked it. It was kind of like a light teal color. for LFR, and that was my favorite color of that set. I didn't. All the gold ones were too, I don't know, gaudy. Okay. I have my emissary done. I kind of feel like I'm really close to this. Yeah, I am. So if I can just find any 5 additional world quests to do easily, then we could get that together. Is this an elite quest? Doesn't look like it. I don't know if that change works for weapons. I hope it does. I guess I don't know. I want to do... I guess I don't know how long it's going to take. I want to do a full Return to Kara run. And I want to do a full Mythic Nighthold run. And I should probably do them sooner rather than later, because I'm going to get knowledge for doing both of those things. So I should probably worry about that before I do all of this stuff. But I guess I'm just having fun. I can do 5 world quests. We can find 5. This will be 1, so we just need 4 more. I bet you we can find quick, easy little ones, puzzles, and kill 1 mob and kind of thing. Still leveling a time runner. What is your recommendation for leveling up your gear the fastest once you max out level? It is just kind of comes down to do content. Raids if you're in the mood for them. On as many difficulties as you can stomach. You can do Emerald Nightmare. You can do Trial of Valor. You can now do Nighthold. You can do them on normal, heroic, mythic, and all in one day. And you're going to get a lot of gear, a lot of infinite power, a lot of motes of broken time to turn into gear from doing all of that. That's probably the fastest thing you can do. Infinite research, every piece of that you do is going to get you a piece of gear. Your daily, normal, and heroic dungeon are good. Do those once a day for a piece of gear. Those are nice and fast, especially if you can get infinite research done. But yeah, it just comes down to slamming raids. There's no real skip ahead. You're going to be getting upgrades, but they're going to be kind of scaled to you, so there's no real way to skip the upgrade ladder, as far as I know. This world quest isn't so bad. Infinite knowledge achievement's pretty important. Yeah, that's a good, this article outlines different places you can get infinite knowledge, and those are good things to prioritize early if you're trying to juice up your power so that you can get more infinite knowledge from all the stuff that you're doing. Got my golden Jaraxxus Hearthstone card from the bronze vendor. Turns me into him for a minute, and I can now tell people they face Jaraxxus. Warbound motes would help gear ults later on. Maybe they'll change it. Yeah. I'm wondering if they're just going to increase the drop rate of motes so that people can just, like, get stuff that much faster. I guess I haven't checked or asked. I was wondering if they were going to make Nighthold drop motes at a faster rate than... or drop motes at a faster rate than the older raids to kind of make it better, given that it's a newer released raid. I didn't know if they were going to do that, or if they're just going to stack it all on top and have it all be equally valid. Not worth it. Did not even get 100 of the fragmented mementos. Didn't notice that Nighthold had more. Yeah. I was kind of hoping they would go that route, but I guess maybe not. Nighthold gave me around 500 plus. 500 plus what? Heroic and Mythic Nighthold's really good? I'll have to try and see. Motes. These guys? You got 50 pieces of gear from doing it? Because that's wild. 500 plus cookies. I'll have to see. I'll give it a go at some point. We need to do... oh yeah, the eggs. That's right. If I'm going to do this world quest, I have to do the eggs. The infinite power consumable, maybe? Fragmented mementos? 500 of those would be really good, too, if you got to use the thing 500 times. Or 5 times, rather, at 100 each. That would also be pretty strong. Okay. Oh, hey. Rare. Verse increased really quick. Gotcha. Well, that's good. Heroic Mythic Nighthold, 500 fragmented things sounds about right. Okay. Well, I'm not mad at that then. I wonder if I should do... I guess we shouldn't stress too much about the order. It doesn't really matter at the end of the day. Might do Karazhan first. So that I can get the 2 knowledge that I'm going to get from doing Kara. To have with me for that? I guess 2 knowledge, give or take. Not a big deal. I don't even have all the knowledge I could have had in phase 1. We're behind in a couple little things. No big deal. How close am I on the world quest? 3 more of them. 3 more. Emerald Shard Rituals. I don't really want to go in a cave. Is there any easy ones out here? That's an enigma. That one's not too bad. That one's not too bad. Yeah, alright, let's just go fly over there. I'm not even 100% sure that this one is in a cave. It just sounds like it would be in a cave. If I go in, I'm never coming out. Oh, I could defend Thunder Totem. That's easy. I have a long and storied track record of not finding the door. 50-50 shot in High Mountain, right? Okay. This way. This is fun though. This is satisfying. I haven't looked at my percentages in a bit. 64. Okay, that was, I guess, one of the questions I had was whether or not Legion Remix Helper was going to be time gating itself along with the time gating of the patches. But it looks like I have 65% of, or 64.3% of overall stuff. So that's nice. It'll come along. How much do I need? I need another 2 mil bronze. 2.1 mil bronze. Up to this point, I was getting maybe 90k bronze for my daily routine. My daily circuit, so to speak. I'm assuming it's going to be a bit more if I do the same thing plus the new stuff, like plus Mythic or Kara and Nighthold. I have to see. Knowledge better than the old rep system. I'm not going to lie to you, I forgot what the old rep system was. I don't mind knowledge. It's kind of nice to have something that you can work on that you feel like is going to scale your scaling, basically, for the rest of your remix experience. And it gives you a little bit more of a reason to poke around at more of the achievements than before, which I feel like kind of breaks up the grind a little bit when you have more sort of micro goals to pursue for more than just bronze caches. I like it well enough, but I've completely forgotten what they did last time because it was longer than 30 minutes ago. Teacup brain over here. Let's go do... Oh, do I want to do the Enigma? I don't know. I think I would rather just kill stuff. Ooh, maybe they can fly me over there and then I can have some tea. Will this work? Hello? Flight path? Over this way. You're not the flight master. You're the flight master. That way I can pour a cup of tea and have it while it takes me over there. That'd be nice. Was there Rep and Mop remix? Apparently. I don't remember. Let's go this way. There must have been. I remember getting rep. I don't remember what it was for aside from an achievement, though. Looking at the Cloud Serpent Rep and Mop remix. Yeah. Oh, that's nice. I'm happy. Existing faction grinds were easier, but don't recall rep being tied to power. I don't think it was. I think power was mainly a function of your bronze in Mop Remix. Forget. Doesn't matter. I don't think we're ever going to need to remember. I don't think it's going to come up again. That's how frog farmers got OP. They dropped items you could turn in for rep. Would reward you one of the quest complete chests. Oh, yeah. That does vaguely ring a bell. Something like that. I got my China teacup out today. Oh, that was a really fast flight point. Also, is the flight master? Oh, I was thinking, why is this friendly NPC so empowered? And then I remembered, oh yeah, it's not friendly for everybody. Horde have to actually, or Alliance actually can fight that one. Okay, a couple over here. We can also turn our Warden's Emissary in at some point. But I'm right now just trying to get like my 100 World Quest achievement finished. I think this is pretty straightforward. Yeah. Paragon chests do not Paragon chests in Legion Remix don't give a whole lot. You get a little bit of bronze, like I don't know, 160. If you get gear, it's not scaled to you. It's not like an upgrade piece. You might get a little bit of infinite power. I think I usually get I don't know, like the consumables, like the meteors and stuff. Oh, power the obelisks. But they're pretty underwhelming. I kind of stopped turning them in. I have all this reps sitting in my bags because I got bored of triggering Paragon caches because they kind of suck. They weren't doing me any good at all. 1 to 2 motes. Okay. It just seems annoying to have to go back all the time to pick them up, I guess. Maybe I'll go turn in another one and then I'll take a really close look at it and see if I feel better about it. But I've been skipping them because they kind of bum me out. Tried to mail my rep items to my main, it wouldn't let me. It does say Warbound. I wonder why it wouldn't let you do that. I'm assuming you meant like a remix main and not a, because they're remix only. They require Legion remix. No, I need to do 18 every time. They should consolidate the infinite research rewards. Okay. Yeah, because I've got a supplies for the Valahar here. Oh, a non-remix main. Oh, that would have been a nice way to get that rep. But if they eventually go back and make it an account-wide rep later, then having it in Legion Remix will be good enough. If they ever get around to doing that. I exalted my main. Nearly every Legion rep was going to save them for afterwards. It says requires event Legion Remix Legion, so I would be very surprised if they let us use these outside of it. It's possible. Anything's possible, but I'm not expecting that to happen. Alright, here is our thing. We got a 584 item, a single mode of Broken Time, 263 infinite power, and 127 bronze. Wow. Well, at least if I'm standing here, I guess I can just get another one. I wonder if it would be worth giving them to alts in order to, oh, hang on. Sorry, never mind. Back it up. Hang on. What I'm going to do is I'm going to reload. My add-on automatically opened a box, and I thought it was the Paragon cache, but it opened a different box. So it does give you, turning that in does give you like a regular quest box, which will have a mode in it. And then the Paragon box, let's find out what's actually in that. Sorry about that. Yeah, 1 Fell Meteorite. 389 power, 154 bronze. So basically the same thing, less a mote. So yeah, not amazing. Perhaps because of how often you can get them, maybe making them amazing would have been a little bit too much. Here's a High Mountain one. Those are a couple of caches from earlier. Yeah, if I'm standing here, I may as well just use them and get a bunch of Paragon caches all at once. I suppose we can scrap the Epic Shoulders, and that'll give us another, like, 100 bronze or 30 bronze or something. I don't know. Bet they make them vanish once we come out of Remix. Yeah, I don't think... Because last time when we converted characters out of Remix, their bags were reset. They didn't keep any of their stuff in that way. I'm sure, right on the brink of having the World Quest achievement done. Yeah, 99 of 100. What do I want to do? What sounds like fun? Let's go defend the Gates of Valor. That seems like a exciting, stately thing to do. I think I kept my yak fur from Remix. Let's see. Didn't they mail some stuff like randomly? All right, let's go in on this guy first, because he's gonna power up his buddies. There we go. Can't imagine why else that would be in my Toons bags. Yeah, it kind of rings a bell. Yeah, you would be able to find out if you could keep the tokens by putting the tokens on a Legion Remix character that you were then transferring out to see if they stay. I would be pretty surprised, but you could check that way. I only have one Remix character, so I'm not taking him out of Remix yet. Alright, I got my Broken Isles World Quest 4, which should have been good for 1 Infinite Knowledge. It was. I'm up to 24. That's good. That's kind of what I was after. What else? 90 of 200, 25 of 100, 43 of 50. Not a big deal. We can just do those over time. I had the Warden's Emissary that I wanted to turn in. I mean, kind of a flight. I could probably skip it with Noswin's Voucher, but let's do Flight Path. I want to drink my tea. It was too hot for me to drink it last time. Yeah, take me over here. Thank you. Oh yeah, I have a few, can do another Motorbroken Time thing too. Because yeah, my packs are starting to stack up. How's my power buff doing? I have 165% XP gain. I never did beat that Suramar quest that was causing me problems. I didn't get around to doing it, or trying to struggle through it on 1 FPS, so I still have not finished the original Suramar campaign, but I think I did enough to do Insurrection. Which quest? Up here, this one, turning this in, missing along the way, there is a graphic asset there, some burning roots, that absolutely melts my graphics, regardless of what I do to my graphic settings. It was bad last time that Legion was a thing, and I remember it being a problem, but for whatever reason in Remix, it like fatally crashes my game, to the point that it's almost impossible to get my character away from there so I can continue playing Legion Remix. I've had that problem twice now, so I've just been steering clear of it and not finishing that campaign for the moment. It's not that important. Like, I'll be able to get the knowledge anyway. But it is 10% because it means I can't finish the Suramar campaign because they put all the side quests into the Suramar campaign for some reason. It's 10% XP that I'm missing. But, you know, what am I doing? Leveling alts? I'm not leveling alts right now. It's fine. Burning Legion turned into Burning PCs now, too. Yeah. It's not everybody, but it's also not just me. It might be an incompatibility with certain computers and graphics cards. The funny thing is, I'm pretty sure that last time that Legion was a thing, I was using a completely different computer with a completely different setup. And I still had an issue, so who knows. But some of you have been able to do that. Some of you have managed it. Certainly not everyone. Okay, we're going to turn in this. And then I think... Here's a question, actually. How am I getting to Karazhan? Is it a portal in Dalaran? Like, underneath in the middle? I guess that it hadn't occurred to me to think about that. Given that we're not able to, like, leave. Yeah, okay. Okay, good. Wardens. I only have 2 of these guys. Hear so many say Surmar's laggy for them. I find Stormheim to be the worst, especially near the raid. I didn't have any lag problems in Suramar, but I did wait an entire week before I started it. So there's 4K bronze for me. Box, a radically ticking talisman. Nah, we don't want that. I'm gonna clear up my extra items real quick just so I can stop tripping over them. Oh yeah, I probably do have the portal. I guess I didn't think about using the portals on my Remix character. Haven't started doing that yet. Tried to fly there from Duskwood and the game said no. Absolutely not. 14 neck. Holding on to that one just in case, so we can get rid of these 2. And then 2 pieces of gear we can turn in. Very good. That puts me at 711, 706 equipped. See if there's any Paragon caches we can make it to. Actually, am I even exalted with the Wardens? Oh no, I am. There we go. Yeah, I suppose it's worth it for the single mote that you get for turning in the quest. Oh, that actually procced a decent amount of infinite power. I got the legendary quality Epoch Legends memento. That gave me 4,500 bronze power. It's not the end of the world. Not the worst thing. I don't hate it. I'm at 53 limits unbound. What do I want to do? What do I want to do? I think I want to go home. Yeah, just use your ATS. What level is New Karazhan available at? It should have Heroic and Mythic, based on the achievements. Checked Google, the tokens do get wiped, apparently. Sandbagging the tokens till you're near the emissary. Yeah. Yeah, I think that's... They only stack up to 5, I have so many of them. Oh, dear. Okay. I didn't turn these guys in. Also, I need to get rid of some satyr horns. I need to go talk to Pythagoras about that. Hello, I have extra horns for you. Would you like a bunch of them? 2, 3, 4. Nice. Not a bad source of bronze, honestly. Heroic is level 40. Gotcha. Okay, I wanted to turn in this. I also want to go shopping for new mounts in the vendor now that it's phase 2, and then I have a little bit of bronze to work with. This box has belt. Ooh, nice. I had a 695 belt. That'll help a lot. Puts me up to 712. And... oh yeah, mount shopping. That's right. Not you. I'm waiting on the class mounts until I've decided that I'm for sure not leveling any other classes. These guys. So they're 10k each. There's 5 of them. I can afford everything. Load me up. 2. Arkberry Mana Saber, Bone Steed of Triumph, Bone Steed of Bloodshed, Bone Steed of Plague, and Bone Steed of Oblivion. Thank you. Watch wouldn't say no. Oh, the turning in the horns had the shoulders before remix. I end up with a bunch of extras just from clearing Emerald Nightmare. Hard mode worth it? To me, it was not worth it until I was kind of halfway through gearing at level 80. And I'm doing it mainly to get the Heroic World Tier achievements done for some knowledge and just some extra caches here. Once I've done those, I might just turn it back to not heroic. I don't know. We'll see. But at a certain point, you kind of stop noticing it when you're gearing up. While leveling, I did not like it. I found it gives you like twice as much stuff, but I found I was more than half as slow, so it was kind of a wash for me. And I didn't like dying all the time. I didn't like having to pay attention. Let's pick up another one of these, huh? Did I do my normal dungeon yet? I did a heroic dungeon, I thought. Maybe it was a normal. Rare elite enemies. 2. I kind of wish I'd picked that up before now. Give me another set. Yeah. Give me these guys. Ooh, actually, no. Take this one off. Give me this one, because I'm going to do Nighthold at some point today, for sure. Lovely. But first, I would like to do Karazhan. So I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to go to Dalaran. I'm going to head there. I also want to try out my new mounts. Really like Heroic, and I hope they make it an option for retail going forward. I think Prey and Midnight might help scratch some of that itch. Here, hang on. Arkberry Mana Saber. Very cute. Does not fly. Adorable mount, though. Can be compared to kind of the Nightborn Mana Saber. Sort of like the Nightborn Mana Saber, but without slightly different colors and without armor. And then my Bone Steeds. There's Bloodshed, there's Oblivion, there's Plague, there's Triumph. Oh, I'm all about Plague. Somebody said they fly, but the animations look kind of funny. Wow. Look at him go. He's fancy. He's doggy paddling. Meow. Whee! He's a nice smooth ride, I'll give him that. I'm not mad at that. prancing. Mana Saber's pretty, but I feel bad riding it without a saddle. I think it's cute. I think it's kind of cute too. Also, I need to fix my transmog badly. I have not. Everything's been wiped. There we go. There's the crawdad fit. Okay, take me down here. I want to go to Kara before I start looking for a group, just so I'm not panicking trying to figure out how to get there if I'm already in a group and I don't want to wait for a summon. Oh. Never turned in this one. I think there's a knowledge for doing that. 24. Karazhan. Portal to Karazhan. Oh, some quests. Hello. Oh, we've got Deadwind Pass quests. Yeah, I'm good. Let's see. Pre-made dungeons. Find a group. Search for Kara. I'm looking for Mythic. Return to Karazhan Mythic. What? So no one's just doing a Mythic full clear? Also, wouldn't it be like up here? Where are those quests from? Legion pre-patch or something? I don't remember. It might have been to do with the Karazhan release. Or re-release. Yeah, the Mega Dungeon, right? Are people not doing groups for this? Or maybe they're putting it in the raid tier. No. I can solo it? Do I want to solo it? Should be dungeons. Return to Karazhan. Mythic. Because I don't want to do a key. People just solo it. Oh. So no one's putting together groups for this. Lower for quest. Alright, well, we'll try. I was kind of hoping that I would have people to follow. I don't know my way around here. This sucks. I didn't instantly one-shot this mob. I hate this. This is not what I want to do. This is going to take forever. No, thank you. What difficulty? It's on heroic. It's not even on mythic. I refuse to believe that no one else is putting together groups for this. Like, I know I can put together a group for this, but like, I don't know. This weirds me out. Happy to take you. I don't, well, now I feel like I'm just like a kid who needs someone to walk her to the school bus. Like, is this not content that people normally do in groups? 708, it's a dungeon. Those people are doing like 40 and 30 keys. Maybe it's a time of day thing? Yeah, maybe. This content came out yesterday. I kind of figured it would be like cooking. Soloed in Mythic for knowledge, haven't done it again. Alright, well, we'll start a group. We're gonna say return to Karazhan, Mythic. Mythic 0. Item level. I'm at 713. Let's say, I don't know, 680. See. Weirds you out that people don't like groups. Well, everything else that I've tried to do in groups has had buckets of groups available consistently, regardless of time of day. You know, like, this doesn't seem that different from doing, like, a normal Emerald Nightmare. So I don't know why there's nobody throwing groups together for this. I guess if the take is not that good. Rewards for dungeons suck. Yeah, I guess so. I guess I just need to do it for knowledge. Spent most of the time in this dungeon trying to figure out where the rest of the group went. Because I'd like to do this. It should be good for 2 It should be good for 2, there's a portal under the middle of Dalaran. In that lower room. Would Flabby know this stuff? Would Flabby know what? You only get enough motes to make 1 or 2 pieces. Raids just give more rewards. Okay. Well, I guess I just need to do it once. Here's a tank. And we don't need a healer, right? I don't think we'll need a healer. Oh, how to not get lost? I don't know. Mythic. Set it to Mythic. Dungeon difficulty. Mythic. There we go. Okay. Should we do a... We can summon inside if people aren't in yet. No healer necessary. I don't know if I got people in my group because I'm streaming or just because people need to do this. What am I looking for? I'm looking to use my scroll of summoning. And see if we can summon in. Let tank it aggro, you won't need heals. Alright, we'll see. Probably other people that also need to do this don't want to solo. Yeah. Can't be the only one. Did we get a summon off for Dungeon Daddy? Thought we did, maybe not. Anyway, hopefully this is nice and smooth. I've got a couple 740s in here. Should be pretty fast. That's more like it. Kara's so fun. Love the Alice in Wonderland area. This Demon Hunter seems to know where they're going, so I'm just going to try to keep up with them. Did hold a while ago for that knowledge achieve. Had 2 people join who were in Dalaran asked for summons. I mean, people have never seen it before. If you've never been there, you might not know, especially if you're like looking around the bigger map and it doesn't occur to you there might be a dungeon in the city. I wonder how many people that are playing never played Legion the first time. It was a while ago, you know. People, not everyone's been playing the game since the beginning. Place was so fun as a key in Shadowlands Season 4. We used to get a lot of trash. Through the floors. I remember that was a problem. Get 1 left because we wouldn't summon them. Oh dear. Happy Wednesday. Happy Wednesday, Rain. Hello. Tony. This will always crack me up. I love the Murloc West Side Story. Alrighty. I guess I can loot bosses. Get my WAP. Yeah, it's 2 modes per boss. It's not the end of the world. Alright, well I guess it's good to know that Karazhan is not going to be part of my daily content clears for bronze gear and knowledge. I guess at a certain point I'm not going to need any more gear. I guess we get the knowledge once, and then we're good. Like that you can do Nightbane here, pointless, but doable. I thought I was going to be speeding myself up! No! Feign death. Alright. This is the one nice thing about my pets having left me behind and desummoned is that I can actually feign death and get away with it. I got the glyph of play dead, but I don't know. I guess I didn't set it up. It was like you have to macro it or something. finish this for knowledge. Was like, never coming here again, but then I got a Keystone Ford at the end. Here's Maiden of Virtue. Oh, I'm kind of excited about being able to get the, the two-handed maiden, not this maiden, but the other one, the mace thing, the maul. Looking forward to that. That's a cool appearance that never dropped for me when I was raiding, and I really wanted it at the time. Macro play dead onto my Feign Death. Yeah. It's the kind of thing I always think about doing and I never do. Whenever I'm trying to like Feign Death on my hunter with my pets there, I just wait for them to die before my eyes. Off we go. It takes a long time sometimes. It's kind of brutal. Here we go. Funny doing Feign and play dead and the boss still has to smack your dire beast to death. Oh man. Look for rusty keys or you can't go upstairs. Oh. Well, hopefully somebody did. I didn't bother. Letting your pet die reduced pet happiness. Yeah. I miss it a little bit. Oh, I just remembered this is Legion Kara and we're gonna have to do like the tunnels and the last boss. Oh, I remember this. The back half of Legion Kara, I remember, was kind of a whole thing with like I would get knocked off of like a walkway was what would happen. I guess it'll come back to us when we get over there. The transitions are gorgeous. Yeah, maybe we'll just one phase it. We are motoring. What if I'm so fast that I just run off the edge because I'm not used to my startling speeds? For some reason, I also remembered everything after Morose a lot more. I think it blends in less with our memories of old Kara because pre-Morose is a lot of the same kind of thing. It's not exactly the same as old Kara in the way it's laid out in the order that you do it, but it's you know, a lot of it's familiar. And then the back half has the stuff that's kind of brand new, is my theory anyway. I don't know if I should be trying to interrupt these mobs and stuff or if I should just carry on with my life. Did upper as a key way more than lower. It's a good thing I'm a hunter, otherwise I'd be kind of in danger of losing everybody altogether. At least we've got aspect of the cheetah. Yeah. Can't imagine trying to find the bathroom in this place. When I was like 7, I wanted to live in a castle. Oh dear. Don't mind me. See, I was afraid of this. And then I'm pretty sure by the age of 10 or 11, I realized it would be impossible to heat and therefore very chilly, and I wouldn't actually like it one bit. It's a lot of thermal mass for a gloomy area. Not enough sweaters in the world. I did mark the player that was leading. There's a little skull up there. Way ahead of you. It's not the tank, but that's okay. I'm coming. That's why they always had fireplaces going. Wait till you look at a castle bathroom. I know in Discworld they talked about them just being chutes, like just holes basically that like fell out to just the ground beside the castle that some poor person had to like shovel out every now and then. But then, like, while you were over it, you were like, I don't want to fall in here. And also, ew. Gross. But the only thing I know that from is Discworld. When I was 10, I was still putting reins in my bike handles because it was a horse. I mean, I'm pretty sure I was taking the brooms and running around the yard hoping, like leaping off of lawn chairs, hoping that I was going to fly. I think I was really hoping that I would crack the scientific barrier of individual human flight. It was something that I really wanted to get on. I was like, I'm smart. Everyone tells me I'm good at tests. I can fly, right? I know they're like, oh yeah, no, not physically possible, but also like, you know, they told me I could do anything I want. So why can't I learn how to fly? If I read enough textbooks, I will get there. And then I gave up on my dreams. Oh, I'm coming. Oh, I'm on my way. Oh, I'm big. You just have to aim at the ground and miss, right? I mean, Toy Story taught me it was falling with style. Oh gosh. Baby cutscenes everywhere. Alright, we're heading this way. Completed 2 world quests in Suramar earlier because I didn't know about the 10 world quest requirement, and they just refreshed in Suramar and I'm 1 world quest short. Oh no. Is the new quest line fairly fast compared to trying to catch up with Suramar the first time around? I know everybody was saying how long Suramar took originally. This is kind of a cool visual. About the same? Alright. I'll have to do that eventually. I'm going to do Nighthold first. This and Nighthold just for knowledge. Plus getting my gear booped up. Kind of drags. Alright. I'm coming. I'm on my way. We're running. I wonder if we can, if it gets one phased or what. Oh, yep, sure does. Nice. Alright, thank you very much. Thanks, guys. I did get 4 infinite knowledge. That is curious. Heroic return to Karazhan, Mythic return to Karazhan. That is weird. I got 4 infinite knowledge, not 2. That's what Nitram was saying earlier. Alright, let's leave there. We're gonna Nosman's Voucher back. Got 4 as well. I wonder why. Yeah, well. I'm gonna get up, take a short break, and then maybe we'll look for Nighthold. BRB. Okay. I'm back. Did it complete a different meta dungeon achievement? I don't think so. It gave me... Well, you know what? It gave me Heroic and Mythic Return to Kara, but they are each listed twice, which is kind of funny. It gave me the original one as well, which I wonder... Like, this has today's date on it. I guess for... Which would make sense for, Crawdad, but I wonder if they accidentally put knowledge on that version too, or something. Might be those of us who went over the cap you're supposed to be at, losing upwards of 90k power per onset of epochs. Oh, because I'm not at cap because I've been slacking off. People who got forced sometimes get bugs, start getting less infinite power from epoch fragments. All right, well next time I use epoch fragments, I'll check to see how much I get. I'm at 87, so I won't have more until Nighthold. And I think it is time for me to do Nighthold. I think that's next on my list. Don't see any reason why not. So let's fly out there first. The raid vendor, Pythagoras. Big Neely dragon over here. He's the one who has the caches for satyr horns. Top left. Anyone else gotten duplicate dusky fell snooters? Yeah, I got mailed them yesterday with the patch. I stuck it in my bank because I didn't have the heart to delete it for some reason. I have a little collection. I actually bought bank for him, and I have a little collection of the duplicate collectibles they've been sending me. Get mailed one every time I log in. Do you have to buy the cosmetic version to cash them in? I don't think so. Deleted like 7 of them. Oh, the spell snooters, yeah. Alright, we're going to Nighthold. Let's see if I can remember how to get there. I farmed this raid for mounts for years. So I should, but also I was notoriously bad at getting in there, so. Who is the world boss today? Nightthog. Over in Stormheim. One of the ones I already have, unfortunately. Although maybe I won't stress too much about my infinite knowledge if getting too much is gonna bug me. We'll see. Figure we have enough and call it good. There are more than... So 36 is supposed to be the total cap, in theory. Alright, so you get over here, and then there's like a place you go... There's like a tower you take down. And I have to remember... Is it over here? Yeah, this seems familiar. I also could get like summoned, but where's the fun in that? Got to 740 on Sunday. 1 trinket away from being all bis. Feels good. Nice. Congratulations. I'm catching up. Slowly but surely. Or mainly because you can't progress any further because that's the cap. I'm at 713 with 708 equipped. Coming along. Set my hearth to Shalaron so I can just use the Sanctum at Order portal in there. Ooh, smart. Smart. Especially because it really doesn't make sense to hearth back to Dalaran when you have 100 and bajillion Noswin's vouchers. It's good thinking. I want to get to the door before I look for a group, just so I can feel like I walked there on my own 2 feet. Some people summon you very quickly. You join a group and you've like instantly got a summon to click. So there's the old summoning stone, and then we're going through the wall. Terrible luck getting the right jewelry piece. I should have logged on and gotten my free jewelry piece. You get like 1 free one per day. This is the dungeon, isn't it? Aren't raid portals green? I think that's the dungeon. I think the raid's gonna be down further. Use the Dalaran Hearthstone in an absolute pinch. Oh, I didn't even think of that either. $2 on hearth regardless. Yeah. Yeah, I should move mine. Plus, I feel like Shalaran is kind of a... Hang on, Shalaran? Yeah, that place, right? I feel like it's pretty central to everything in the Broken Isles, so it would be a better shortcut than going back to Dalaran for most of it. Alright, let's find Mythic if we can. Nighthold. Let's start with Mythic. Nighthold Mythic Fresh. 650 plus? Yep. Why have $2 on teleports when you can have 3? In we go. Man, I haven't been in Nighthold in a little bit. Not since I finished getting my mounts. I don't think I'm gonna worry about the skip quest at all. Looks like it is on Mythic, which is nice. Can throw down a scroll of summoning in case anybody wants summons. Oh, there's 2 of them now. I can help click on other people's portals, but I don't have raid frames, so I'm not making any myself. Hello? I'm clicking. I'm clicking. Ah, maybe I don't need to. Maybe somebody else is doing it. There we go. I think Mythic raids are fully cross-server. These people are from all kinds of different servers than mine. Getting 98k IP per stack of mementos and was getting like 106k yesterday. I'll have to check mine. I'm kind of curious. Okay. Got a full raid group. Is everybody here? Any more summons need going out? I don't want to miss things that people are already going. If that's the case, I don't think I want to run Kara. Yeah, curious to see what it does for me. Presumably it's something that if they would fix, assuming that it was a bug and not intentional tuning to try to slow us down. Fish through my bag, see if there's anything else I can get rid of over here.
What madman thought to infuse this creature with the Nightwell's power? Have a care. If this abomination...
I wonder if in Nighthold there's less flinging oneself from great heights to save small amounts of travel time. I wonder if it's worth using scrolls here to throw up a round of buffs. Fun detected. Could be the fun police. You never know when they're gonna get you. I just want lots of bronze. I got lots of shopping to do. As long as I'm getting big chunks of bronze every day. Hi, kitty. Wow. Oh, we're going. I'm assuming I am not... Nope. Not relevant yet. I will be. One day. Alright, there's boss one.
This is a momentous day, my
Nice.
friends. Until the Legion can
1800 bronze, 5300 power from that, and I can now use my things. So here, let's find out. I got 112k, so I'm not bugged apparently. That seems in line with what I would have. It's more than I would have gotten last week with my old infinite powers, so it looks good to me. Couldn't say why it's working that way for me though. Bugs are tricky like that.
all of you
I think I'm safe though. Knock on wood, you know. I think I'm safe. One down, only 300 more to go. Yeah, it's a big raid. Should be good for tons of bronze though. Throw together some moats, get a nice little upgrade. I am doing mythic. I'm starting a mythic and then I might, if I'm feeling really motivated, do heroic and then normal after that. That's what I've been doing for raids so far. It seems like a good way to get your item level up and to get some just good bronze and infinite power for the day. Howdy Hazel, howdy chat, howdy Moberry Peach, how you doing today? Happy Wednesday. I hope fall's treating you well.
Dalaros. I have no idea.
I was looking in a book. I got a book of all kinds of different plants. Local plants, because I wanted to get better at identifying like local trees and shrubs and wildflowers and stuff. And I decided I would start real easy with the real big trees, because I think it'd be really cool to be able to be walking around a forest and be like, that one is this, and that one is this, aside from just like tree, big tree, very big tree, you know? And I knew that not all trees with needles are pine trees. And I was looking through my book and I've discovered not only is that true, but almost none of them are pine trees. We have a lot of fir trees. And there's a lot of different types of fir trees. And I was like, okay, cool. These ones are fir trees. And it's like, well, some of them are Douglas fir trees. Some of them are, there's noble and there's grand fir trees, which are different, but also both apparently very stately and impressive. And that's without getting into the spruce trees, which also have needles. Hemlock trees, also needles. Not pine trees. At least I can pick out the cedar trees. They're fairly noticeable. Hi! I'll feel smart if I can tell a red cedar from a yellow cedar without having to sniff them. Both common around here. Hi, kitty. You're welcome back. Say the thing about Douglas fir cones looking like the mice are trying to get into it. Cute story about that. I've forgotten now. No, I've never heard that. There was a legend about the yellow cedars that was talking about 3 young women running away and then turning themselves into cedar trees. Something like that. Doing Star Augur is funny because he keeps getting stuck channeling a spell that switches phases. You do so much damage that he's just a giant punch bag. Floridian here? I can correctly identify bomb trees. Giant maple trees. I was surprised to learn how many different kinds of maple trees there were because I knew about the giant ones. We got lots of those. They're gorgeous right now. But there's also vining maple, trailing maple. There's like shrubby maples. There's shorter ones that are different. And I didn't know that. I just thought they were not doing so good. I thought those were maples that sucked. So I have a lot to learn. I need to take my book and go for hikes and like ponder more so I can get better at this. Ferns are fascinating too. Yeah. I can tell between a leaf and a stick, and I'm proud of that. It's fun. It makes going outside kind of like a scavenger hunt when you're trying to learn how to ID stuff. But it's a bit overwhelming if you want to learn everything at once because there's like, at least here, we have a lot of biodiversity here. There's a lot out there. I went hiking yesterday with Moose and partner, and we were hunting for and trying to identify mushrooms. We're on a mushroom kick. He got a mushroom book, and I'm going on the mushroom journey with him. Not psychedelic mushrooms, just mushrooms in general. Because a big mushroom was grown in our front yard, and we had this mushroom book, and I'm like, I want to figure out what this is. So we like picked it, and we were observing the different parts of it, and I made a little sketch of it, and I was trying to like cross-reference it against this book to try to figure out if I could identify what it is, which is hard because there's like 3,000 plus like known varieties of mushrooms in this area, let alone unknown and as yet discovered by science mushrooms. But I figured if it came up in my yard, it was unlikely to be undiscovered by science. Not impossible, but unlikely. As far as I could tell, after a lot of deliberation and a failed spore print, it's a red staining agaric or agaric. I'm not sure how to pronounce that word. Related to grocery store mushrooms. Actually, theoretically, as long as it's not a yellow staining agaric, edible. And it smelled yummy, which is a good sign. It didn't have any yellow staining in the stem at all. We didn't eat it because we didn't get quite that brave about our identification to just start eating mushrooms that we found in the lawn. But I thought it was kind of funny that the first one that we find and identify, assuming that we are correct, might actually be potentially food. Kind of cool. It was pretty big. People talk like it's a really common thing to think that like eating random mushrooms is dangerous. And it is. You shouldn't do that. But the mushroom book was talking about how it's approximately the same level of dangerous as eating random plants. You know, the poisonous plants are approximately the same amount as common as poisonous mushrooms. And for whatever reason, people really freak out about mushrooms, but they don't worry about plants. Maybe because they don't want to eat random plants the same way they want to eat random mushrooms. And it's important to identify stuff correctly, but there is a lot of food that you can just like kind of go in the woods and find. Theoretically. Anyway. It's just fun to look for them because there's so many of them and there's so many different ones and they're all so cool and weird. So we had a good time. Moose had the time of his life. He loves just like traipsing around the forest, trying to, I don't know, figure out where we're going or what we're doing. The next step is to find some actually nice mushrooms like chanterelles or something and then train Moose to look for them for us. Hi, Jedi Bob. How you doing? Good morning or afternoon or evening. Apparently more people that are hunting for mushrooms to eat in the wild die by getting lost in the woods than by eating the raw mushrooms. Hippie mushrooms are literally everywhere you step as well. Have you watched the TV show Alone? Every season, baby. The most recent season was a little boring. I don't know if they're going to do the desert thing again. Local resource groups for meet in person to help beginners. Don't eat that. People do it on Facebook that they sometimes disagree about their identities, about the mushroom identities, and then they get like angry at each other because it's Facebook. Kira has never gone outside. She has been an inside kitty her entire life. No outside for Miss Kira. Extra now that she's blind, but even before then, I'm an inside cat kind of person. Hazel, hi, hello, how you doing? Yeah, you got to be able to smell it. spore prints are cool. She is, what did I say she was, 11? She's 11 now. A lot of foragers. I did not watch Alone Australia. That I haven't seen yet. But I've never, this is my first foray into mushroom foraging. It's just kind of another excuse to go out for a hike, honestly. It's just another thing to be looking out for. Aside from, like, you know, bears and cougars and stuff, when you're out hiking. It's kind of neat, you know, you find something you've never seen before, and you're like, ooh, what is it? Except that right now, I don't know what any of them are. So I'm, like, looking through the book and trying to find the names. Can positively identify morels, psilocybin, fly agaric. Morels and fly agaric and chanterelles I feel pretty good about being able to do. Psilocybin I would struggle with a little bit because, like, the Liberty Bells apparently look a little bit like quite a few other things. So I would need, and also I'm not really all that interested in finding them. I'm not trying to go on a journey or anything like that. So I'm mostly looking for mushrooms just to find out what they are. And also, you know, I wouldn't be opposed to snackies if I could figure out which ones are not going to kill me. Or make my tummy upset, which is more likely. Kitty snuck outside. Now he won't stop begging to go out. I got her a leash and a harness, and we were making some progress with on-leash walking before she lost her sight, but once she couldn't see anymore, she wasn't having a good time. She didn't like any of it. She was just scared. Here's Star Augur. I made it. Okay, let me see. Maybe after the raid. I was gonna show you a picture I took of the mushroom that we picked in the front yard. That we are like 91% sure is a red stinning agaric based on the way it is. The ring and the stem and the gill color and the spore print and the smell and the cap. They're so cool though. Mushrooms are so cool. They grow so fast and they're not really plants and they're not really animals, and honestly that kind of freaks me out. The way that they reproduce is really fascinating. There's a couple of different ways. There's no like one way. There's a few different ways they do it. But the way that they combine their genetic material is kind of interesting because it doesn't actually get combined until like the last possible moment. And then some of them are even like predators, you know. There's some of them that will like hunt for like worms and stuff. Fungi, you know? If you watch Clarkson's Farm, he starts growing mushrooms and it's wild. No, I've never seen that. What is it? Is it on YouTube? Is it a show? Then here are the earthworts and skin tags. I think I really want to garden and it's not gardening season. So aside from just daydreaming about my garden and planning my garden, mushrooms are a thing that's happening like now. Love Clarkson's Farm. I like farm content. Oh, it's on Prime. It's a British host from Top Gear. Starts running a farm. Top Gear is cars, right? Not like really cool bicycles. Yes, it's cars. Okay. Hey, we got another chapter done. Here we go. He has a tractor now. Oh.
So the palace gardener turned himself into a plant?
What can I say? He took his job seriously.
How you doing, kitty cat? I'm gonna have a couple of infinite researches to turn in after this too. Plus we're getting, yeah, you do get loads of fragmented mementos. You do get tons of those for this. That's nice. That's probably the main reason that this is good for power. I guess giving more gear wouldn't be that big of a deal because at a certain point people will be fully geared, you know, sooner or later depending on who you are and how much you've played, but you know, you will reach a point where you're 740 and you're not getting any more upgrades. So then you don't really care how many motes you're getting. Get Leash, think you would love to be outside more. best way to gain power? I would say raids on average, on as many difficulties as you can stomach doing in a day. Doing different activities for infinite knowledge, doing some of the achievements that are on that page to get your infinite knowledge number up helps, because that's going to improve how much infinite power you get from doing a given thing. But yeah, just doing your raid clears every day is a good place to start.
I foresaw your coming, of course.
I finally built my aquarium stand yesterday. When I was first thinking about moving and like looking at houses, and I almost bought one like ages ago, well before I actually bought this house, I knew that I was going to want to move my aquarium with me. And I didn't know where I was going to move to, but I figured it wouldn't necessarily have a spot for me to just stick the aquarium on a counter like I had it in my last apartment. So I bought a stand for it, and then I just never unpacked it. It was like a flat pack piece of furniture, and I just left it in the box because I was like, they can just move it in the box and then I'll assemble it later. And finally, like a year after I bought the darn thing, I've assembled it now. It took me way longer than it maybe should have. I'm pretty good at the conceptual part of assembling flat pack furniture, like the following directions and the keeping the different screws and stuff straight. That's fine, assuming things are well labeled. But I needed a lot of help from my partner to like hold things on so I could get the doors screwed onto it, because it was really in an awful lot of parts. But it's up now, and I was gonna put it into my office. I wanted to have my fish tank in my office, but honestly, as long as I have the dog bed in here, there's no room. It's a very small room. And there's, between the window and the closet and the door, there's not an awful lot of space, assuming I'm not just freestanding it in the middle of the floor. There's not a lot of space for an aquarium. So it's kind of like an aquarium or the dog bed situation. And Miss Kira likes to sleep on that dog bed. So I think I'm going to give up on the fish in office. It'll make more sense in the living room anyway. I think maybe soon Barbara's going to get moved. How you liking Remix so far? It's really fun. I'm enjoying it a lot. How are you going to deal with the UI not allowing add-ons to access certain metrics such as cooldowns in Midnight? How am I going to deal? The main add-on that I use right now that is not going to work because of that change in Midnight is, I guess, DBM. And I'm just going to not have it. I'm going to trust that they're going to design encounters and the in-game alerts in a way where I won't need it. And then Plater. And the new nameplates, I think, will get me by. They're not quite as comfy as the Plater ones, but they'll be pretty close. Everything else I do, I'm already using default UI for. I'm a healer. Bless the person who's putting the correct place to teleport in chat, because I have no idea. I'm a healer. I heal up through the end of Heroic Raid. We do AOTC. I do keys up to... I don't know what we're doing on live, but, you know, we got 3K last season, and I have been very happy with in-game raid frames, in-game mouse over healing. I don't use Healbot, don't use Voodoo, don't use Cell, don't use Grid, nothing like that. I haven't for a very long time, so that part's going to transfer over just fine. I don't use a lot. And I haven't been using weak cores this expansion at all, so I don't think I'm going to miss them next expansion. I always say Nightspire Font of Night because nobody remembers. Well, I appreciate it an awful lot. Otherwise, I would be very lost. When you say that's you, is that like literally you? Who was it? It might be. Are you in this group? Are you Zalissa? Nice. Setting to change alert sounds for specific things. In DBM, there are sound options in DBM, but I wouldn't stress about it too much because its days are kind of numbered. It might be on an encounter by encounter basis, unless you're just installing a whole voice pack, which is pretty easy, and that'll change like all of those alerts. But I was having to log into Battle.net every time last week. It didn't make me do it today. I figure that's what you're asking, because it was doing that to me last week. I forgot about this. Is a mythic phase, right? Forgot about this. Am I on the board? Yeah, there I am. I'm number 16 of 20. I'd say I'm above the tanks, but I can't guarantee that. Miss mythic cutscenes. Nice. That's all kinds of bronze for all those achievements. Looking for group Suramar. All kinds of stuff. Up to knowledge 29 now. Pleased with that. Thank you very much. Will they teleport me out? Is there like a... Because I know in the other raids, like, Odin will just pop you back to the entrance. I was wondering if there was an easy way to get back so you can repeat it on lower difficulties. I guess if that's what I want to do. Let's go turn in our research and see what we're feeling like. What add-ons are they disabling? They are preventing add-ons from accessing in-combat information. So anything that interfaces with real-time combat info is not going to work in Midnight. Weak auras, DBM, bigwigs are big casualties of that. But anything that takes real-time combat info. Jump off the top, leave out the front entrance, puts you back in the sanctum. Okay. That's good to know. Let's see. We got any gear that we wanted to wear? We got a band we can't wear. That's no good. That is good. That one's nice. Don't need that. Oh, we got some moats we can put together too. Big upgrade in the boots. Also more research to turn in. Battleground enemies? Probably. I'm not familiar with that one in particular, but a lot of stuff like that's gonna be toast. Replacing it with new UI? To some extent. They're continuing to improve the in-game combat manager add-ons to let you track things like buffs and cooldowns and whatnot. They're trying to kind of replace all the major aspects of it, but they're also designing the game in a way where you won't need quite as many of those tools. Like that's one of the reasons why they're pruning class abilities and trying to simplify how your classes play, so you're not juggling as many things that you would then need a weak core to keep track of. Same thing with encounter design. They're going to be going into it with the understanding that there will be no DBM and whatever, so they will theoretically make them not as difficult to solve in a way where you would need that tool. It also allows them to move some of the difficulty out of things that were not weak aura-able before, like just dodging stuff, or making you do a bunch of stuff at once, and into, they talked about how they can design difficulty on more layers or more different types of difficulty now, because you're not afraid of a weak aura just solving it, because they can't anymore. I don't think I did. Here, we'll grab this. That's always easy. And we'll grab the heroic. If I'm doing it again, we can get that one if we're doing it on a lower difficulty. 3 more pieces of gear. Good. Yeah, it'll disable damage and healing meters, but there will be in-game damage and healing meters. Blizzard's doing their own version of that. Glimmering Soul Bloom. Yeah, we'll have to see. I think it's going to be a big adjustment. I think it's going to feel very shocking at first. There we go. Yeah, 114k from that, and I've got 2 more of them. That gave me unlimited power 11. 12 is the last achievement from that. So I have 30 knowledge currently. And I am now up to 63 here for Limits Unbound. Happy with that. Okay. We can. Also, are we getting lots of bronze? Yeah, we're up to 80k. Perhaps we can go back. Go back to Nighthold, see if we can find like a heroic and normal. Sounds like Toma Teleportation is safe. I think a lot of the add-ons that I really like that just give me like extra info in like, I don't know, like Mount Journal Enhanced or Can I Mog It or all the things. Those don't need to work in combat. And in fact, a lot of them don't work in combat. If you try to load something like all the things in combat, it's going to be like, dude, chill. Wait, you know. Finish fighting whatever you're fighting and then ask. So those things should be fine. Use your return service. Oh, yeah. It's alright. We'll just fly. Gotta remember. Remember how to get back down here anyway. This way. We got our pets back up. So my item level's up to 717. 712 equipped. We'll do the raid again. I think it's gonna be... I wonder... What am I trying to think? I guess I'm trying to decide if it's still gonna feel worth it for me to do Emerald Nightmare and Trial of Valor now that Nighthold is out. Am I gonna want to do it after doing these ones? Maybe, maybe not. I'll have to see. Are you guys still doing all the raids in Remix? Oh, did I just leave? I just turned around and walked back out the door. This is what I mean. I need practice. I need practice getting down here. Heroic and Mythic only, no more normal. Just gonna do Nighthold for a bit. I think it's mainly about the bronze for me. Or it's about to be mainly about the bronze for me. Did all the at max item level. Stopped doing normal a while ago. Okay. Wonder if I should stop doing normal. It just seems to give a lot of bronze still. We'll see. Legion Remix does not allow the leveling trick from Mop that we made a video about. You're not looting experience threads in the mail the way that you did back then. So many raids every day, already a little burnt out. Good evening, Hazel and Chat. How's everyone doing? Good evening, Avela. I'm doing well. How are you? What item level are folks looking for? It'll vary. The group that I joined just now was 650 plus, and it went real quick. Hoping I can solo duo trio the raids with my gang at some point, so not doing any raids at all right now. I guess I was a little surprised that walking into, not even Mythic, I accidentally walked into Heroic, Return to Kara, and fighting the first mob, and it was like, not fast. Alright, so we want Nighthold, and we want Heroic. Fresh Heroic, quick Heroic. Heroic to normal, 700 plus. A lot of groups will ask for way more item level than is necessary, but if you have enough item level to make it into those groups, they tend to be extremely fast. Quick Heroic. Alright. Confound having fun doing things IRL. How goes Legion Remix? It's good. It's good. I'm pretty pleased with how quick we're getting bronze in this new phase. Plus all the new knowledge feels pretty nice. My item level's coming along. I'm almost at cap, kind of, sort of. Getting there. 717. Another 20 to go. XP in the mail being gone is a generational loss. It was nice for farming bronze. I kind of like farming bronze in one main, though. I guess I'll have to see if it feels fun to level alts for bronze, and I guess they're, you know, they could save 20k bronze each. Did they set it to Mythic yet? Oh, now it's set to Mythic. Hi, baby girl.
The souls of my ancestors are trapped by the Nightwell's power.
And we're clearing.
We must free them from their
Speed of the groups is part of the reason I don't want to play with strangers. I want to be significant to the thing and not running after people 10 steps behind and confused. I 1000% get that. That's why I don't play Diablo style games with my friends. By the time I've started, everyone else in my friend group has completely min-maxed and become unkillable gods. And they're like, yeah, we'll do this thing, and you're just running behind them looting. That's the only thing that you can possibly do. And it's not very fun. Remix tends to have a lot of that. So, I get it. for whatever reason, I've made my peace with it in Remix. I guess in Remix, I'm hoping that eventually I'll be that person running ahead, because it's not so much a matter of, like, min-maxing complicated gear sets. It's just kind of get your good traits and get your item level up, and then you can blast. It seems pretty simple, if a bit of a grind. Leveled my first alt in 5 hours just doing research and order hall quests. Do you remember roughly how much bronze you got from that alt? Like if you just level an alt to 80 as quick as you can through whatever. Is there a rough amount of bronze do you get, or does it matter? Does it depend on what you did to level the alt? Also, Starstorm, thanks for the raid. Welcome, guys. Oh, this is so good. I love mint tea. It's so cheap. Or at least it used to be. I don't know. I bought like a pound bag of it, or like a kilo or something, which for dry tea is a large quantity. Years and years ago. And it's like, it's just nice. It's so refreshing. It's nice and hot, and I don't know. Tea leaves compost down real nice. My partner bought me a present. He got me a compost thermometer that I can use to stick into my different compost piles to see if their temperature is going up, to chart their temperature, to find out when the microbial activity has peaked and is falling, and therefore when the pile could benefit from another turning if you're trying to do a hot composting situation. I was excited to see that one of my piles actually is warming up a little bit, even though it's not really big enough yet. You want like a pretty good size to get a good hot compost going, and I don't have quite that volume just yet, but I'm working on it. Turn it. Doesn't seem like it's breaking down at all. Compost is my latest fixation. I'm in my compost era. I've been taking my moving boxes and sticking them out, because I never took them to get recycled. I've been sticking them out one at a time onto just my lawn to get rained on, because we've been getting torrential fall rains. And then once they're nice and soggy, I'll put on some gloves and I'll tear them up into little pieces, because it's way easier than tearing them up when they're dry. And then mix them in to form to be carbon, because I don't really have a ton of dry leaves, or like wood mulch or anything like that I can use as like a carbon heavy source for my compost. So, and you want something like that to balance it out. But I have lots of cardboard and I have lots of paper, so I'm shredding my paper and I'm shredding my cardboard, packaging and stuff. And that's my latest hack, is my really thick cardboard that's really annoying to shred, and my shredder can't do it. I've just been letting it get rained on and then tearing it up with my hands. I know some people will shred it and then soak it in a bucket to make like a cardboard slurry to mix in, depending on the hydration level of your compost and whether or not you need the extra moisture. But add sugar, it'll heat up. Yeah. I'm trying not to. I have an internal aversion to adding anything to my compost that is not a waste stream. Like, I don't want to buy anything or use anything that is otherwise usable that has not been used first to create my compost. You know what I mean? Like, I only want to put stuff in there if it's something that needs to be gotten rid of anyways. I don't want to be purchasing stuff for it, because that feels antithetical to what I'm going for. Oh, hey, it's the world boss, or the world quest thing. Never heard about sugar. Interesting. Makes sense. I am, not that picky about what I put into it in terms of like, this thing is perfect and this thing isn't. But I am picky about things that may or may not attract bears. So anything that's like fruit, the veggie scraps not so much, but like if I have like apple peels and apple cores and stuff, those go to the worms first. I chop them up and I give them to my worms in my indoor worm bin, because if I try to put those in my outside pile, there will be a bear. It's not an if, it's a when. Yeah, I do eggshells. I crunch them up a little bit. People that are intense will actually like bake them and then use a spice grinder to make them into dust, and then use those to feed to either their worms for grit or just as a soil additive for calcium and grit. I'm not that intense, so I just kind of smush them in my hand and stick them in the pile, and I figure they'll get chopped up eventually. Other fruit can be used in place of sugar. I just can't, I can't attract bears. They're here anyways. And the last thing I want is for them to decide that my pile is delicious. So I can compost stuff like that, but anything really yummy has to get done inside first with the worms. And then once the worms have like worked it down a ways, then I can give it outside to the pile. The bears haven't gotten into my compost, but they certainly could. I've seen them about 10 feet from it in a neighbor tree. Appreciate your input on my earlier question. Let me scroll and try and find it. Been away. Totally missed Legion. How badly screwed am I in Legion Remix? Not at all. You'll catch up just fine. You got loads of time. You can get invites even before 80 into things like normal raid groups. People pick people just to have warm bodies. You'll get tons of loot. You're not permanently behind. You'll be fine.
You'll find them even more heavily defended than the lower levels.
The highest possible compliment and respect. You are living in Stardew Valley right now. Isn't that kind of the dream? I'm so happy because it's true. This is my happy ever after. This is it. This is all I want from life. It's so beautiful. Haven't seen our dumpster bears yet this year. Surprised. Ours should be going to sleep. They should be taking their nap very soon. I have some frozen fruit that I harvested off of some plants in the yard that I just stuck in the freezer that I want to compost outside, but I want to wait until the bears are like actually sleeping. So it's just going to sit in the freezer for a while longer. I guess I could give some to the worms too, actually. I could give them like a handful every week. That would work. Maybe I'll do that. I had a composting pile a couple of years ago. It was so warm over the winter, it melted the snow on top of it. It's pretty cool. I saw mine steaming one morning and I was very proud of it. People that get really into it can actually... It doesn't happen very often. It's not like a super common danger. But it is possible to get your compost pile so hot that it will combust. It is possible for it to ignite. I'm not in danger of doing that. And I have my thermometer, so I can keep an eye on it too. And if it gets too hot, I can just like calm it down a little bit. But I think it's funny that that's even a possibility. I have so many room for activities. My problem is that I don't know how to do anything because I'm new at everything and I feel dumb. But the good news is that my property is private enough. There's neighbors and they can kind of sort of see you, but nobody's going to be worried about like what I'm doing in my yard. Everyone's kind of minding their own business. So if I try to like, I don't know, hammer something together or build something or make a solution for something, even if it's stupid and a bad idea and I do it wrong, no one's going to notice or care. But I just need to start doing stuff wrong. I'm too scared to do things. I've been gardening because that I can handle. I know about gardening. I know about composting. I've been doing lots of that. But anything that requires building things, you know, like I want to fortify the woodshed. I want to build some raised beds. I want to do like a little bit of super basic woodworking. And I'm scared because I haven't used a saw, you know, since, well, ever. You know, I'm trying to keep my fingers over here. And I'm like new to some of this stuff. And it's, you know, I know I've got YouTube and I've got a brain and I just need to find the place to start, but it's overwhelming when you're brand new at it. This is what I imagine it feels like to try to cook something when you've never been in a kitchen before and you have no idea what's going on. It's like everybody else seems to know how these things go together and has all this like accumulated knowledge that they don't even know that they know. And you forget that it's, you know, you're not born with it. I'm missing all of that stuff for building stuff. Anything handy, woodworky, metalworky, I'm completely lacking in background on all that stuff, and I want to get better at it. I want to become very handy. But, you know, one thing at a time. Like, I had a piece of scrap metal that I wanted to get rid of, and I wanted to saw it into smaller pieces to make it easier to get rid of it, because it was a very, very long thing. And I'm like, okay, so I need a saw to cut metal. So I like looked it up and I decided I needed a hacksaw because I didn't want to get a power tool for this yet. I just wanted a hand tool. And I got a hacksaw. And then I like took the thing and I went, and then it kind of like made a dent in the paint, but like I couldn't really hold the thing still. And then I'm like, okay, so I guess I need a clamp. And that's as far as I got. That's where I left it like a week and a half ago. And now I guess I'm just hoping that it rusts through so I can break it in half and then try not to get tetanus. I don't know. Like I'm baby. I'm brand new. Yeah, getting it wrong, fastest way to learn. I just got to get a little braver and start doing stuff. I have all of these years of conditioning of don't break it, don't touch it. You're renting this, you don't own it, don't ruin anything, stay out of the way, don't touch it, don't touch it, don't touch it. And it's hard conditioning to overcome, right? Even when I was a kid, I was the baby, so I was not the responsible one. So I was not the one that you came to if you had a job that involved hatchets or saws. Yeah. It's, I forget what blade I got for it. I, like, looked up the tension. I looked up the way the teeth went. I got it installed. It's definitely for metal. It's not like a wood saw. The problem is that I didn't have any tension on the thing because I couldn't clamp it anywhere, so I was just trying to hold it in one hand and saw with the other one, and that was not going anywhere. That was not working out good. A maker space near you. The ones here offer woodworking classes. That sounds kind of cool. I don't know if there's going to be a lot like that. I'm not real. I kind of live in the woods. There may be some things. But I moved to a fairly rural area that does not have an awful lot of society or infrastructure. Which is fine for me. I can figure things out, but if there's like a local club or anything, I don't know. I just need to talk one of the neighbors into adopting me. It's like, hi, do you need a surrogate adult daughter that is interested in learning things? I will hang out in your garage and try to absorb your knowledge. Heck, I bought some 4x4, screwed those into the corners. Scared of doing the raised beds incorrectly. The concrete blocks fell apart within a year. Yeah. Want to learn electronics, so I asked AI to make a list of the minimum stuff I need to start with. Oh. You subscribe to my husband's method of building and working on things, which is buy tools until you get the right one. Yeah, but like I Google the tool like 3 times before I buy it. And then, I'll have that tool for next time when I need it eventually, right? Get a mini forge and a crucible. Your fortune may lie in wrought iron gates. That is what I'm missing in my life. It's a crucible. Beds are lopsided, crooked, hold dirt. You ever seen a bunch of dudes and dads just staring at a construction worker and now you know why? That's what he says about tools. But yeah, it's fun to have space where I can do whatever I want. I just need to get brave enough to start doing stuff. How's the heating? Cold still. Later, soon. Not that far away. We've been making it work. Freaking freezing. End of this week I should get it. It should come together. We may have some construction noise on kind of Thursday, Friday, but hopefully by end of day Friday I have some heat I can turn on. We've been making do with the occasional wood stove fire. I thought I was going to be able to get firewood delivered, and I'm still waiting, so we'll see. We've been buying like smaller bits of firewood from like roadside stands, and then you can get it at the grocery store, but like it's a bit of a ways to get there, and also it's marked up pretty heavy. Good thing about heating is you knit. Good way to showcase your work. I do not really knit, no. This sweater was knit by my sister. My big sister is fantastic at knitting, and she made this. The problem is once it gets below about 18 Celsius inside, no matter how warm my core is, and I can get my core pretty warm with like layers and hot water bottles and tea and stuff, my hands and feet will always be freezing. My hands and feet refuse to heat up no matter how hot the rest of me is at those kind of ambient temperatures. And it's just kind of a never-ending struggle. Big bags of pellets are handy. And then one of these. Don't mind if I do. Also, we got some more research we can turn in. Getting some bronze. It is a really nice sweater. It's like the warmest one I have too. I put it on because my arms were cold, and I was looking at my array of various like flannels and fleeces and sweaters, and I was like, what is the thing that I'm going to put on that is going to make me the warmest the fastest? And it's my sister's sweater. It's not that medical thing where your hands and feet are always cold. Maybe. Why not gloves? I mean, mitts might work. I haven't tried wearing mittens indoors. I don't think I could game very effectively with them, though. The thing that works kind of sort of for me while I'm at the desk, at least, is to have a hot cup of tea to hold in my hands and to try to trade it off between both hands. But if you're using a computer, your fingers are spread out, they're ventilating, and they're not warming up. You try wearing gloves and gaming. I don't know if it's a medical thing. I haven't seen a doctor in years and years and years. I would like to, I just don't know how. Maybe I'll consult like a witch or something. We might have one of those out here. I figure I'm alive until I'm not. No. Fingerless gloves. The only glove that works for gaming is the old power glove. Typing in gloves with fingers is pretty hard, yeah. USB chargeable hand warmers. I have some of those, but they only work when you're holding on to them. They're good for fishing because you can keep them in your pockets. Then your pockets are nice and warm to stick your hands in. But fishing has the same problem, which is when you're actually doing the activity, your hand is not going to be on the warming device. But it's fine. It's not. My hands don't get that bad when it's like a normal indoor temperature in here. It's just because the house is unheated right now. It's just hard. We're getting the heating in very soon. It'll be fine. I'm just gonna complain for a little bit. This way. Thanks. Play WoW with mittens. Usually I start wearing gloves when it gets below like 10 degrees outside, and I start wearing mittens when it gets below 5. Game harder so your computer heats up the room for you. That's my current strategy. I did have the thought when the burning root thing was melting down my graphics card. I was like, is this heating up my office any faster? Resisting turning the heater on for as long as possible. I know you were joking about not knowing how to find one. Am I? I've tried there's like a 311 number or something. It wasn't, I didn't have a very easy time navigating it. I found it difficult. I feel like I've seen heated desk mats. It's probably a thing. I've got my foot heater. That's good enough. It's half the problem. I don't really want to buy any more stuff. Upgrades. Don't mind if I do. Have you considered a regular old grainy style heated blanket? What's a grainy style heated blanket? My granny just had a regular blanket. I have knit blankets. Oh, you plug it in. I see, I see. Input doctor that says no doctor find care today. They used to have that as a database to walk-in clinics, but the walk-in clinics all stopped accepting walk-ins. Nowadays, I think the thing that you do is telehealth. You have to get a phone call. You have like a Zoom or something. But you do them through like your phone company or something because I don't know. It sounded annoying enough that I didn't do it. I have a lot of anxiety about navigating systems like that, so I tend to not do it unless I'm dying, and I haven't died yet. So that's kind of how that's going. I should probably try to make sure I'm on a list for something. makes you extra motivated to take good care of your health anyway. Alright. We have... That one's all finished. And got some good... yeah, Limits Unbound, doing fine. We got a couple good moats. I don't know if I'm gonna do normals. If everybody else is giving up on normals, then I might give up on normals too. I'm not sure. Thank you very much. If you take Moose out in enough walks, you're bound to meet a doctor, right? Yeah, maybe. I don't know. We haven't met anybody walking Moose around here. Aside from that bear that one time. If I know anything about witches, it's valerian root cures almost everything. Here we go. 68 to 75. We're so close. There are a few demons in that raid. How we doing? One of my friends here just randomly saw a bear wandering down the sidewalk like it was on a walk. Whoa. I love the online videos of them playing on people's like porch swings and stuff. They like swings apparently. Cute. I mean, annoying if you wanted to turn on the swing, but... It's funny, the cache is going to be the same regardless of if I do this on normal and heroic, so why would I do it on normal? I don't know. I do think I still need to do a random heroic dungeon for an upgrade. Yeah, because I got my cache of power from the normal, so we need to do a heroic one. And also I'm still in my group, so I gotta leave the group. There we go. How are their bronze doing? 99k. Is there a quest to introduce the Return to Kara dungeon? I saw a couple of quests out in front of Kara that are available. That is an upgrade. Those are upgrades. There might be some tie-ins somewhere in Dalaran or something. I just went and did it. I didn't pick up any breadcrumbs or anything. It's getting ready for Halloween. Oh, I have even more moats. Nice. I wonder if Remix is going to feel a little sad to me once I don't have any more item level upgrades to get, because those have been the exciting part. Getting the boost is what's been keeping me going. I am 721, 715 equipped, so we've got another 20 to go. It's crazy how much quieter it is outside on like trails and parks and roads and stuff in terms of just like people than it was in Victoria. Like I kind of figured that it would be that way, but it's wild. Like I used to go walking and you would see so many people in a walk and you would see people so regularly that you would end up like knowing people, and then people would know Moose and you would like stop and chat like a few times in any given walk because you would run into people and dogs that he knows. And here you can go for a walk, you know, around the neighborhood, around a park, around a trail, and run into nobody or one person. But more often, nobody. Neither Heroic World Tour, why not? People have different numbers of boxes near the research thing. Mine has stacks and stacks. I think it depends on how much research you have left to do. I think it's bigger when you've got more that you can do, and then it's smaller once you've picked them all up. Or done them all. Hi, Hazel. Hello, hi, chat. Hi, Scarlet. How you doing? I have a lot of Nightfall and Reppin to turn in. What should we do? We're waiting for our dungeon queue. I did Nighthold, Mythic, and Heroic. I'm doing Infinite Research. Oh, actually, you know what? I'm going to queue for this in a minute. I want to do... oh my god, it's 11:23 today. What's so fast? I want to do Headless Horseman. We haven't done that yet today. Scarlet's here. It's Headless Horseman time. How are you? I'm doing pretty good. I was telling everybody how I went looking for mushrooms. I went on a mushroom hunt hike. And also, we were trying to identify the mushrooms that we found in our front yard. Let me show you the one that I picked here. Also, did you know there's a kind of mushroom called the Marasmius, just like Mushroom Grandpa? They named him after a mushroom. It's got like these veiny webbed gills as opposed to just regular gills. Anyway, this one is the mushroom that I picked in my front yard. It was pretty big. It had a ring on it. It had brown gills. It had a faint nutty almondy smell. It was big. It did not bruise or crush yellow. It had an even stem. We decided it was very likely, based on everything that we could figure out, to be a red staining agaric, which would be edible. We did not eat it. We were not quite that brave. Also, it had some buggies living in the gills. Does it have a tiny door on the stalk? Wouldn't that be cute? Yeah, there's a bunch of those. They were just growing in my front yard randomly. And then we took a couple of pictures of some of the ones we found in the woods. We didn't eat any of these. We were just kind of looking for fun. This is the one that kind of, I don't know, it kind of reminded me of the Marasmius, like the webby gills kind of reminded me of that. And then we found a cool, we decided what this one was, but I forget what it was. It was yellow on top and it had like a scaly stem. We found lots and lots of them. We only took pictures of a couple of them, but it was really fun. It was a good hike. Neat looking. Yeah. The yellow one, definitely not edible. The home one, maybe. Oh, also, hang on. This one. Look at the little buggy. There's a little guy in there. Look at him. He's watching you. He's like, hey, you knocked over my mushroom. Why? Don't go in your house, not go over your house. Okay. What am I doing? I'm doing Headless Horseman. Neat looking. They're cool. I want to learn more about mushrooms. Finished my rewatch. Ready for November. Nice. Very cool. Currently hate Headless Horseman. Been doing it with a friend. He stole my Headless Horseman mount drop. Yeah. Which is next week. That'll be good. Good to have something new to watch. I watched last night, not really a Halloween movie, but Wizard of Oz. 1939, Judy Garland, Wizard of Oz. I hadn't seen it since I was like a kid. I feel like I'm gonna not mess with those things. I'm just gonna do my pumpkin. And it was kind of fun. It was nostalgic. It's been so long. I was more disturbed as an adult than I ever remember being as a child about the beginning of the movie where they're gonna take her dog to put it down because it bit somebody. I was very concerned for Toto. And then at the end of the movie, they didn't say anything about it. And I just had to assume that Miss Gulch just got squished by the twister. And that must be why it's not a problem anymore. My house, you uprooted my house. Part of me wants to do some Remix Mythic Plus, but another part of me yearns for sleep. After being awake for 34 hours. That is a long time. I'm team sleep. If you've been awake for 34 hours, Remix Mythic Plus is not the answer. It is not. Da, 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 da. No mount for me. Magic Broom. Alright. That's all that. I'm gonna pick these up, but I don't think I'm gonna worry about doing them right now. I have 24 of 25 Miscellaneous Mechanica, so I get one more box, and assuming it doesn't stiff me, let's do Venture Co. I should get my first and possibly last Miscellaneous Mechanica mount. One chetlist, please. Just to have it handy. Anyway, we're in Remix. We're remixing. Mythic Plus will be waiting for you when you wake. There's good old Crawdad. Your dedication to this place is admirable. Mechanica will be a later me problem. I would not judge anybody who decided to leave the whole Miscellaneous Mechanica grind in hopes that eventually they do a War Within remix. I would have zero judgment about taking that course of events. Yeah, we're exalted with every cartel. The reason I do the weeklies now is to try to get a Paragon cache. I get about one per week for the Miscellaneous Mechanica. I get rep from doing the 3 weeklies and then every world quest that I can. And that's it. That's the only thing I get rep from. Okay, so I was going to do a random heroic, and I wanted to, I think, generally do world quests and stuff. Is that what I wanted to do? Turn in some of, get rid of some of my rep tokens here. I guess at some point I can start Insurrection, but maybe I won't. Maybe I just won't worry about it. Glad I didn't ignore some hidden rep grinding method. No, it's pretty straightforward. They have done an event once that buffed the rate at which you gained those goblin reps quite heavily. So that helped some people catch up. It was when they did the second version of the Mysterious Fortune event. They buffed goblin reps the second time around. But yeah. Not too bad. Not too bad if you're just trying to get them to Exalted and maybe get the Paragon cash mount. It's if you want all the miscellaneous Mechanica mounts that you're going to be there for a good, healthy, long time. Used to grind World Quest and BFA for Allied Races rep. That was a grind, yeah. Oh, what am I doing? I'm having fun. That's what I'm doing. Plans to make a Heronir. I'm gonna do one. It's gotta be either a druid or a hunter. Might mess around with Heronir or Resto Druid. That sounds really fun. I might like that. I think that's what I might do. Because I have hunters. I have hunters for days. I wonder how they're gonna look in Mog. This is a world quest. Yeah, it's a world quest. Troll and Alliance seems kind of whack. Is there a class you don't really play or avoid completely? Mine is Rogue. That's funny, Rogue's mine too. I don't play the melee classes very much. I'm pretty clueless about basically every melee spec. I have my go-tos that I'll use if I'm playing a character of that class for an alt or something. But I'm never gonna gear it up for raid or anything like that. I'm not a melee DPS player. I'm not much of a tank player either, but I'm more likely to do tanking than melee DPS. If I'm playing, I'm gonna be a ranged. I'm either gonna heal or do ranged DPS, and for ranged, I prefer pet classes and dot classes. So like, you know, your Shadow Priest, your Warlock, your Hunter. Yeah, pretty much that. You'd think Warlock would be the ultimate because it's a dot class and a pet class, but it's not Shadow Priest, so. The only indicator that they're related to trolls at all, itty bitty tiny tusks. I mean, they're a little bit, like, more ripped than most elves, right? Like, they're a little beefier. I guess I need to look at them again. What's this? Oh, that's an Enigma. No, thank you. Let's do that one. I like doing world quests, but I don't think I'm gonna do the funky ones. Oh, actually, while I'm in the Court of Ferondus, let's go to the place where they turn in the emissary and get rid of some of these tokens here. I have lots of these. It is right around here, isn't it? Yeah, there it is. Counts as a quest. Beefier than trolls or elves, IMO. Yeah. I wonder if they're taller. I haven't seen them on... You know how they used to do those graphics where they would have the silhouettes of the different WoW races so you could see how tall they were relative to each other? I haven't seen one for Heronir yet. Mind you, I haven't looked, but... Based on the NPCs, as tall as Nels. Yeah, that makes sense. I haven't been on Alpha actually in a little bit. I don't know if you can make Heronir yet. You were not able to when I was playing last, but it's been I don't think I've played Alpha since Legion Remix came out. I'm terrible. Like I said, big old magpie, big squirrel, new shiny thing. Do love caster classes, priest mainly. I love priest. I love my gnome priest. She's perfect. She feels like me. My main feels like an extension of me. I need 5 more world quests for this greater bronze cache. Quite a few enemies for that. Quite a few obelisks for that. And then we're not going to worry about the withered army training, I don't think. Checking the achievements to see what else I want to work on. Are you 100% in achievements? No, 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 no. These are my overall achievement points. 38,670. I don't pursue achievements for their own sake. I'll do them if there's something I want. I have to get talked into it. They have to sell me on it. So I'll do achievements when they're for things that I like. You know, mounts, pets, toys, occasionally titles, although I have skipped title achievements if they sound awful. Definitely done that. Dungeon queues taking longer than they used to. I was having 3-minute dungeon queues last week, and they're up to 8. I wonder if people are... you know what? It's probably people getting finished with gearing, some people anyway, and not doing their daily heroic dungeon anymore. You think he'll do the 30 key for Mog? Yeah, maybe. If it seems fun. Oh, speaking of the devil. If it seems fun after my character is item level capped. Probably in a group. I don't think I'd try to solo it. A lot of people 740. Yeah, I'd be curious to see what the overall split of like active remix players is for item level, because I bet you it's less people than you think. And the group pretty chill. Yeah, I'll probably try that after I get to 740 then. Because I would like the Mog set if it's not going to be annoying. I think my bar for a remix is I'm happy to do grindy things, but I don't want to do any difficult things. I don't want anything that requires effort. I'm not looking for a Kaiveza. I'm not looking to do mechanics over here. Not for remix anyway. You know, that's what other parts of WoW are for, like Kaiveza. Who I still kind of need to think about doing if I'm going to do her this season. A lot of people are 740 capped. Yeah. I don't know. Want a BFA remix would be fun.
They know we're coming now. I hope our allies can keep their main forces occupied long enough for us to complete our mission. Quickly, into the barrels. I'll hold them here and join you downriver. No, I won't be doing that. I will find my own.
I'd like a BFA remix too. That'd be good.
Thunder King uses slaves to dig at the bones of my father. He does not know the powers he meddles with. Where are you hiding your food, maggot? Please, you've already taken all the food we have. Search everywhere. These peasants have been hiding rations from the army. If you're not fighting, you're not eating.
I wonder what the comfy bronze grind at level cap is gonna, or item level cap is gonna be. Like the most efficient bronze for your time on a character that is decently powerful. Did 40 upper carrot earlier. Had to do some mechanics. We were on Medivh and at like 2% he did the do not move ability and we instantly wiped because somebody moved. Oh no. Forgot about that one. That was a mean mechanic for them to put in the first place. It was funny.
Mother of worms, arise! If they complete this summoning, our passage to Dark Rule will be blocked.
Don't like to stress myself on Mythic Dungeons. Yeah. It's not really what Remix is about for me. Oh, I miss Neuraxis.
I am sorry, heroes. It appears
So many memories of dying to that.
found on the other. The Tauren believed you were prophesized.
Never done Mythic Plus higher than like tier 6. I really enjoy doing keys in retail with like the same group of people. Like I have a regular key group. We don't play all year round, but during the beginnings of seasons we will. And pushing keys with them is very fun because you're going to be playing with the same people. You can kind of work and learn things together, and you know that once somebody's learned something, they know it now. Somebody, usually meaning me. And it's fun. I don't think I would play with strangers. Alright, that's the end of that. 2 research. Oh gosh, sorry, that scared me. Hold on.
Balance has returned to High Mountain.
Sorry about that. I might have somebody coming by to I got a thing for the HVAC. I forgot I had my phone turned up super loud. I don't know if I knew I had it turned up that loud, but it was on my desk. And nothing gets you going quite like you like my ringtone. Crazy frog jump scare. Halloween scare out of Hazel, not bad, right? Okay, I might need to wrap up a few minutes early because I think they might need me. I don't know to what extent they need me, but I think they might need me. We're about 20 minutes before the normal end of the stream, but I think we've pretty much covered the bases. I think I'm going to turn in these research, see what our item level got to. Maybe do some shopping with our 106k bronze, and then wrap her on up. I wasn't expecting them today, but if they can get started earlier, then they can get started earlier. On board. 727's nice. Nice upgrades. Happy with that. Okay. And then I have 109k bronze to spend, so I'm going to double check. I already got all the new mounts. We did that earlier on stream today. So these are all locked for later. There's this guy, and I think I'm caught up on him as well. I have everything that's not locked until later. In future phases, there's toys and stuff that I need from like Argus and whatever, which is gonna be kind of expensive, but that's a later me problem. So I think that we can do raid sets. I'm gonna want all the sets eventually, but I've been shopping on the raid set vendor. Scythe and Tashalok are a later me problem. I have 30, so we can get 3 of these, huh? More Chosen Dead recolors. Oh, these ones are cheap. Okay. Good, good. And then I have another 40k. So I could do these two as well. It's funny, I kind of thought I had all Chosen Dead done, but maybe not. So I'm running out of raid sets to buy then. Oh no, I don't have quite enough to do that. Maybe if I scrap stuff. The amount of bronze you get from scrapping is almost not worth it. Not that there's anything else to do with the armor, but it's a little bit sad. Yeah, no, that's not going to help me at all. Slightly upset there's no discounted item sets that you're only missing one item on. Not really, because bronze is easy to come by. It does suck to spend like 30k bronze for something that you only need 1 or 2 appearances from, but I do it anyway. Okay. I am going to wrap up a little early to make sure I can take care of business. I appreciate the company. Thank you so much for joining me today. I'll be back tomorrow. Should be on same time, same place. No troubles. Appreciate you guys, and I hope you have a wonderful, wonderful day.